Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. It's the Poly Strategist, and today I'm going to show you a live replay of a rank 18 game. Now, this was close to being a rank 9? Rank 8? Rank 9 or 8 game. Slight mistake on the end there. You're gonna see what I'm talking about. But either way, we're doing a very basic start here. This has been a start that has honestly been refined over the past couple of days. So when you're playing this game, one of the key strategies here is to go for a philosophy rush. This really was the first thing that I did on day one, but obviously you're optimizing it. So in the first couple of turns here, what we did is we started with sending our warrior to this village right here so we could capture this and then go for the ruin that is right here. The other thing is going for the lighthouse and then immediately going for the additional stars and level up here. Now, once we get the stars, we're at 6, so we can go for climbing and meditation. This means that we can't attack any single unit for another 4 turns after turn 4. So we meet, or we are going to meet Aquarion right now, which is going to give us the stars to go for philosophy and organization. And in the meantime, we're sending this unit down to this village, and in this village we're going to produce a giant, and then the warrior is then going to move on to this ruin as well. So right now we get our swordsman from the ruin. We're going to go stars, we're going to go fishing, and produce another warrior here. Now, we don't want to attack any units, right? Because at this stage, you can see that we are, let's pause. We're 1 turn away from pacifist. So we can attack, and instead we're just gonna level up here. Now, this is a great siege. I actually learned the siege from Ramdingler. One of the things that he did was just move his warrior down here, or his swordsman. And we got lucky with the fact that they did have a rider right there. We also captured this, and this one is going to move to the east. And you can see we're also producing our giant right now. We're going for hunting here as well, and construction. So the next thing that we're doing, capturing this, getting a giant on the water so that we can go and capture this village that Bardur has. And we're damaging 3 units here, so it was a huge splash, right? Warrior, this guy, and the warrior there. So the goal right now is to try and figure out what is the most efficient way that you can capture villages and focus on economy at the same time. And that's what we're doing here. So right now we have philosophy, which makes all your technology cheaper. We're going for construction simply due to the fact that this is a great great windmill area. So we can place a windmill here and we can place a windmill here to go for a double market. And whenever you can place a market next to 2 really good units, or not units, what do we call them? Yeah, I don't think they have a name, but whenever you can place a market next to a windmill forge or sawmill, when there's at least 2, you get double the stars, right? So that's why this one is such a good spot. So the goal now is to think, okay, we're at turn 10, we want to start focusing on economy, and we also want to focus on capturing villages. So we have this, and that's also why we went for that giant. Now, one of the key things that we're also going to do is we're going to go for a second giant in this village right here. And the reason why we're going for a giant here is because now we can do a split push on the east and on the west. And then we can send both of these giants down. So I go for riding as well. because again, I do want to go for markets here. So we're just making our way towards trade so we can go for that. And Bardur is attacking here. He's attacking my giant, no problem. We're going for roads and we're going for trade. Now, in case you noticed, I had 6 stars left after I got trade. I could have gone for a trade here and here, but instead I want my giant to advance as fast as possible towards these southern cities, which is why you see that I just built a road down here, because moving a giant 2 tiles is huge. It really is, especially when you're playing ranked games. Whatever games you're playing, if you can save turns when it comes to capturing, you want to focus on that. So we move our warrior on the ruin and we capture this as well. Now luckily he wasn't able to kill me here. You see I survived with 1 HP, so kind of lucky there. But what I'm doing next is I'm also sending my giant down, and I'm also going to siege, or not siege, but capture. What am I talking about, guys? I'm going to send my giant on this, I'm going to kill this scout, and I'm going to send my giant onto the port. Now, I typically wouldn't have done this if there wasn't a port here. The only reason, again, I did this was because you, number 1, move a unit forward, so this giant advances down, because I want this village. Number 2, it's going to deal splash damage. Boom. And third, once I get off the water, it's going to deal splash damage again. So good decision there. So we're just leveling up, and I noticed that he has a catapult there, but luckily he got sieged by Vengir. So that tells me that he's sieging, and I got lucky here because he could have had a full HP swordsman, but he didn't. So 1 HP, very nice. And now we got our markets here as well. And we're just leveling this up. And I actually decided to burn this forest so I could get 2 more stars per turn. We're connecting the cities with ports. And Bardur is dead now. So obviously we're only dealing with 2 tribes left. That's Vengir and that's Aquarion here. So right now, I could technically siege this village right here. So I could send this down here and I could deal 3 damage to him, leaving him with 12, and then I could 1-tap him with my giant. Now, one of the main reasons why I didn't do this was because I really wanted to try and focus on going all the way down here and capture with that giant. Because I actually once tried to, well, I did siege it, one of my other games. But what happened was it delayed my game too much, and I wasn't able to capture the southern city here because he had too many warriors, too many units, and I just wasn't in a position to siege. So I thought, well, he's probably just going to have defenders here, so they're easy to deal with. And one of the key things as well when it comes to technology, so I'm also only buying technology that is going to be useful for me. So mining, mathematics, you can see strategy. I haven't bought anything else. So you only obviously go for the tech that you need unless you have so many stars in excess that you can't afford it, because you do get the monument once you've bought all technology, right? Which is the genius one. So you get the Tower of Wisdom. And I also got lucky that he attacked me here. Why? Because now I can actually just go in with this warrior, and I can kill this swordsman. also have a 1 HP giant, which is going to deal 1 damage, I believe. Yeah, so we can siege that. And here we go for smithery and sailing. And notice, again, buy technology before capturing villages. So if you are on a turn where you're going to capture a village, make sure you buy technology if that's your plan. Because technology becomes more expensive the more villages you have. So if I were to capture then buy, I'd probably be 8 stars left right now. And yes, right here, this giant is now on the south side, and we're close to the Vengir border. So next turn, I can simply send this giant down here, and then hopefully using a... my plan was to send some scouts down this way to tap that, but I noticed that he had a giant, a catapult, sorry, which means that now I can just one-tap him. So we're going to go ahead and deal some damage there with the scouts. We went for an explorer here as well. In hindsight, I didn't have to because I was always going to capture this, which means that I could border growth it. Went for a population growth there. This should have actually been a border growth for a second market. And there we go, I could siege. Now, I'm actually forced to go for a giant here because I had no way of unsieging this city right here. I did have a warrior here. I had another one here in rafts, which I could, of course, I could create 2 scouts, send them here. But the issue with that is this unit right here. This rammer's in the way. And here we're just leveling up our cities. And what I'm doing here is I actually ended up buying a scout because I thought that I could probably go for this water starfish. But obviously when you're on a field which is flooded, you move slower, so you don't get the typical range that you would otherwise get. And right now we're moving into the final round. And what I'm doing here is I have to siege this turn if I want this village. So I have 2 scouts, and then another 2 here, which I could create. I have a swordsman, and I have these riders that all can deal damage towards these units. And my goal right now is to make sure that I kill at least 2. So either this and this, this and this, or this and this. Because I don't want to leave him with 2 units, because if he has 2 units left, he could unsiege. And there we go. So I was able to get everything. And in hindsight, I wish I went for chivalry here. Not necessarily. I could have done it differently. I'll show you guys when we move to the last stage. So leveling this up, this is a great forge spot as well, by the way. And right now we're just leveling up. And here at my last round, I got a rider so I could go for the lighthouse. And I'm at 97 stars, and so far I'm missing 3 to get the wealth monument. So we're just gonna go ahead and disband before we spend any stars. There we go. And now we're gonna be at 136. And when you're at the end stage, right, the last turn, the only goal right now is to figure out how can you maximize your points into villages and get the most upgrades as you possibly can. So the more villages you upgrade, the more parks you get, the more points you get. But it's about prioritizing the ones that haven't gotten to level 5 yet. So we have 1, 2, 3, and then from there it's just about figuring out which one to go for after that. So this forge was actually unnecessary. I should have gone for this instead, this forest, because I was always going to play a sawmill here. So I could have been a little bit more efficient with my stars. But we're doing population growth and monuments for both of these. And there we go. And now we can go for an extra level up here. 2 ports. We can level up this city. And now towards the end, I'll show you guys what I'm talking about here. So now I went for, so look at this. I have 1 gate of power left, right? And I have this. What I should have done is, number 1, gone for this forest right here for 3. That leaves me with 10. Then I should have spent 5 to go for a sawmill here, which would have given me 1. Two, 3, because I was 1 off, right? So instead of going for, because I could have gotten 1, 2, 3, right? 1, 2, 3, and then I could have placed my monument. But instead I decided to go for a burn plus farm, which got me, let's see, that was, yeah, I had 0 stars left. 1 point away. So an extra upgrade here would have put me at 21,000 or 20,900, somewhere around there. So yeah, pretty close, but it was a good game. Rank 18. But yeah, I hope you guys found this guide and walkthrough useful. If you did, well, I guess thank you guys, and I will see you next week. Have a good weekend. Strategist out. Bye-bye.